Hello, welcome back to the Chief Wellbeing Officer podcast. I'm Stephen McGregor. This is episode 33, Mobilising Change with the Wellbeing Project's Elissa Goldenberg. So welcome back. It's been a few weeks since the Q3 focus of travel, and we're kicking off for this final quarterly focus, the final 3 episodes of a momentous year. We're looking at community. And I just had a great conversation with Elissa. And I'm also trying something different this time. This has been recorded also as a separate video message, just with the kind of, I like to experiment and try different things as we go through this podcast. So I will keep this intro pretty short. I'll do the normal catch up with what's going on here in Barcelona with some of our work in the next episode. And then look ahead to next year in the final episode, which will be number 35 of this look at community. But just recognising that a lot of my work in the past weeks and months has been with this view, not always dressed like this is my casual Friday dress, but looking at the background here that I've talked to so many people around the world, I just want to try something a little bit different here, and with a possible view to again changing the podcast, which has been going on now for over two and a half years, with changing that again for 2021. So with Elissa, we're looking at this aspect of community, and I was thinking about this recently, that community in many ways has strengthened in the past several months. We're more disconnected than ever. We are confined to our homes. Many of us, there are very, much less interactions or possibility for interactions with our colleagues in the office, certainly with our neighbours where we live in the world. And so we have to be more intentional. This is one of the points that come out with Elissa. We have to be more intentional with our connections with people and what that gives us, recognising that it's very important to how we live and how we work, and recognising that we've all experienced this collective trauma, right? And so this is also an opportunity, and how can we use community going forward as we begin to emerge from the pandemic into what we all hope is a brighter future in 2021. So some of the points that I covered with Elissa, we're looking at the work of the Wellbeing Project and their aims of mobilising change. A lot of the focus is on the social change space and a lot of the work that individuals and social entrepreneurs do. And they start with a very holistic, progressive definition or view of well-being, which actually, it encourages people to look at their holistic selves, right? It's not just on a narrow sense of aspects of health and well-being and balance, which is of course very important, but recognising how these people communicate and connect to the wider community, and the importance of the wider community, not just in what they can contribute in terms of social change, but also what they receive, right? And as Elissa says in the interview, they can't just go forward with an empty tank. So we looked at that progressive definition of what well-being is and how that contributes to the mission of the Wellbeing Project, about how things are changing during the pandemic, perhaps in terms of how there's greater interest in the work and people recognising around the world the importance of some of these themes of well-being, and recognising also it's not a simple thing to do. And the importance of belonging, right? The importance of belonging for all of us, which I think we've all identified in this experience of working from home, and also looking at this kind of shared experience that we've all had, and how can we bounce back into a brighter future, and what role community will have within that. And then finally also, what we can do on a practical level. What are some of the things that Elissa's doing with her team, what the Wellbeing Project is doing as an organisation with their employees, and what we can all do to help move us all forward as a society. So we're back with Q4. These are the final episodes of the year on the Chief Wellbeing Officer podcast. I hope you enjoy this conversation with myself and Elissa. And again, thanks again for listening, and I'll see you very soon for the next episode. As ever, keep well, and bye for now. Ciao.